Been working on my what I'm taking with me. This guy knows something's up, even though it's next month. He knows something's up, so he sits right down, right on the paperwork. He says, "Mom, you're not doing anything or going anywhere, right?" Huh? He says, "That's right. This is mine. This is mine." Spencer was well enough to go to school today, so he went to school, and Mom and Dad had a little baby appointment. I don't know. Was it a week? I don't even know. No, it's not a week yet. Because he's considered preemie. He was like 4 days before he would not be considered a preemie. So he's considered a preemie. He's got long, skinny arms and legs and beautiful fingers. Oh man, I'm gonna teach him some piano. He's he's very expressive with his arms already. He likes Mozart music. And he sleeps a lot, but you can see his eyes moving up behind his eyelids. And he tries to open his eyes, but he's like so tired he can't. But he's been trying to look at me to see what what I look like, And he'll put his hand out, and I'll put my braid in his hand so he can grab it, because that's what Spencer does. So otherwise, I mean, someday I could shave my head, but then I wouldn't have hair that he could grab on. Anyway, right now that's what's happening. And I was just so exhausted. And Spencer loves sneaking and drinking out of your glass and stuff like that. He wipes his nose like this and on his hand, and it's really hard trying not to be sick. But I've been kind of sinusy sick for a day or two. And I had the opportunity to just kind of lay about today, which I really needed. The gray's coming out, and I'm going to go to a lighter color. Not the blonde yet. That's for summer. Because blonde, when this gets gray and comes out, it doesn't show as much. To all you people out there that are getting gray and don't want to do gray, yeah, the lighter colors don't show as much. Especially if it has the word ash in it, like ash brown or ash blonde. It's a subtler, more subtle color. So, yeah, and my fingers. Here, I'll show you my room. It's messy. It still hurts. What I did was marsupialize the blisters. In other words, I cut a little tiny pocket so that it wants to drain. It can drain, but it hurts. It's right, yeah, right there. Little stink pot. I have a couple days worth of vegetable soup in the fridge, but I don't feel like eating vegetable soup, so maybe I'll rummage around. I need to find out what I have and don't have, especially the meat part in the freezer. I may have another something or other that I already mixed up and put in the freezer so I can pull it out and eat. I need to get some more bacon at the store and stock up on that. I've been eating a bunch of pasta, which is yummy. And I'm going to be making risotto, which is rice, like a rice. And I have a lot of carrots. I like carrots, so I'm going to make beef risotto with carrots one of these days. And been wanting to bake something, but my oven part doesn't work. So I'm going to make Welsh cakes. And Mark, Eggy, asked me to film it when I make the cakes, but I still have to do the editing programming thing, which I'll probably do tonight. And what time is it? 6:30 p.m. So I have to eat something for supper, so I'm going to go through the fridge and rummage around and make a list. Another list. Oh yeah. Yeah, things are a mess because Spencer comes in and he's very curious and he looks at everything. He was looking at the fingernail trimmers and stuff just to see what they were like. He had a hangnail. So I said, I have something for that. And I brought out this little red bag. The little red right there. It's a little zipper bag, and I keep I keep fingernail trimmers and cuticle trimmers and things like that in there. Gonna start the beautification process, maybe some exercise. Yeah, right. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, I don't know when Brian's gonna go back to work and how stable Ashley's health is and what I'll be doing or not be doing. I volunteered for Sunday the 18th to usher at the Footlighters Theater. They're doing the Women of Lockerbie. And even if I was available and wanted to audition for the Scottish woman, they've already precast it. And a lot of people apparently precast their whole season. And if someone that just happens to be fantastic shows up at audition, they can choose them if they want to. But that's just the way they do. It's kind of a disappointment. I like doing my own thing anyway. I just have to get more proficient at stuff. I have to be more organized. And yep. I don't know why. Things that seem like a daunting task, I put off. Well, I'm nervous. I checked the bank account. I still have a few bucks in there after buying all that. The hotel, I looked at the fine print and said you have to provide $250 up front in case you do any damage to their room or whatever. I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures at the rental car, at the hotel, just so they know that it was fine when I got there. I called and the rental car said that it'll be ready at 11 p.m., but my plane gets in at 9. And I thought, ugh. So I called and I got some woman from Alamo, and she does this from her home. And she lives in Florissant, Missouri, where I was living. How weird is that? Because I asked her, where are you from? She goes, St. Louis area. I said, no shit. I lived in Florissant. She goes, that's where I am. And she said, oh yeah, well, the car will be there. In fact, there'll probably be several, and you can choose which one you want. And then I said, the red one, or the red one, or the red one. And she laughed. So, I'm nervous. It's kind of thrilling doing this. And then the people that are constant flyers or have done this kind of thing a lot or go on vacation every year, I am not used to this. This is, well, if I had a really great income, I could get used to it. But I have to save up for 3 months to be able to do something like this. And this is just domestic travel. I probably may have been able to get a better deal. I don't know. I went through Expedia.com. I was going to book Buck. Yeah, I was going to book everything separately, and I looked at all the different sites out there, Kayak, Expedia, all of them. I looked at all of them, and I wasn't sure last week when they had a lot more flights open. This week, some of the flights that had better hours and I would have gotten there sooner were booked. So I took what I could get. Of course, it's going to be economy, and maybe they'll take mercy on my soul, seeing my long legs. I can wear something that makes my legs look even longer, and they'll go, ooh. Or maybe I can canoodle with someone in first class. No. Yes, I'm excited about it. I need to get everything in order here. I always like to make sure everything's in order. The cat will only have one whole day without me. I will feed him before I leave to go to the airport because the flight's around noon, so he will be fed. And then Tuesday he's on his own. And Wednesday I come back in the evening, so he'll be fine. He'll have plenty of crunchies, but the wet food is something that I do. And I am not going to ask Brian to do any of that because he's got enough on his plate. Taking care of the baby when Ashley goes back in the hospital for her, she's got problems. Last time when Spencer was born, she was in the hospital for 2 weeks. She seems better this time, but there's like health conditions that just come upon her, and oh, golly, it's awful. Well, I'm glad those days are over for me. I don't know how I did it either. Brian said, I don't know how you did it, Mom. Because my ex-husband really didn't want to deal with the kids. If they were happy and laughing, he'd hold them on on his lap. But if they peed or anything else, go away. Yeah, I really know how to pick them. Anyway, I love my kids. I'd like to go up to Canada sometime. Maybe I'll end up having to go up in the winter. I don't know. I have some Valentine's Day cards for the kiddos up there, and I make cassette tapes with stories. I'm going to write another moose story with Malcolm the Moose. Not sure what I'm going to... Sometimes the ideas just come to me, so that way I'll have a cassette and a storybook to send up there if I don't go up there. Yeah. What did I say? No rest for the wicked? Upward and onward.